Good evening everyone. Right, tonight I'm going to show you, obviously they need changing, but how to put 3 coils into kylin properly, safely, and how to wick it properly. This vape wise is phenomenal. The clouds you get are ridiculous. The airflow, don't know where you can see it in there, but the airflow is perfect. You've got the 2 coming up the sides, one there and one there, and you've got 2 in the middle, and I've perfectly spaced them in that gap there, so it's perfect. Obviously these need to change, so let's get down to it. So obviously we all know how to change a coil, especially in the kylin. I know plenty of people have got the kylin. Got to find the right tools first, which would help. I think that's the right one. That's not the right one. No, I'm hunting, which is always fun. Let's get rid of that mess. Yeah, there it is. It's in there. I found it. I found it, people. There it is. Right. So as usual, you just undo your lug nuts, or whatever you want to call them. Oh, that one was in there tight. You will find that sometimes with the triple coil itself, where you have got to do them up quite tight, but you've got to do your best not to strip them. And yet for some reason they never strip when you're pulling them out, so it's a good one. Grab your tweezers, straight out. You can see the underneath of the coils are still, they're okay. You see there's plenty of airflow getting to them. Right, today for this coil build I am going to use, if I have a nerve, some A1 Cantful 26 gauge. So I'll move them up to the side. Working the right bit out, probably not. No, there we go. So for me, that's one coil. I don't mind having a little bit left over. More cutters on that, there you go. 2 coils. And 1 whole rotation, that's what I use. The last one, I'll hook it back in, flip it over, and then just snip. So that's that. And I've got 3 bits, all equal length. No, careful away one. The camera will focus, you might be able to see it a bit better. Don't think it's going to. There we go. It's quite nice, isn't it? A lot of people say it's just a standard wire. You get a good flavour off it. It lasts a pretty decent amount of time. What I do is I fold it in half, because mine are actually parallel coils. I use them as parallel coils for the triple build, so essentially there is actually 6 coils in there, but 3 pairs that are wrapped together. Pinch the end like so, and then look that round. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like it. Everyone's seen my videos before, so you know how I spread my coils evenly. I always like a nice little gap, a space coil. Put them tight, always helps. So what I do, I'll build these coils and then I'll show you how to put them in. Right, so I'm back and I have 3 of them. So it's 2 coils wrapped together. I've cut them all down to size. Now they're all going to go in there. So let's get started. Right, what I tend to do, the first one in, make sure it sits in there nice. Grab the second one. It can be a bit fiddly, but you can get used to it. Put that one in. And what I'll do now is, now they're both in, I'll tighten them down. Tighten them both down completely. So I know they're both in there. So start with that side. Don't know if you noticed, but I have changed my battery in my light. Bought those cheap switch light things from a local farm type shop place that sells pretty much everything. It ran on 4 AAA batteries, I think, but the switch had broke on it within like a minute of being used, so I've hardwired in 18650s, but they're the button top type, the ones you get in head torch. I used to work nights, so I don't know, head torch. I did have some good old fashioned ultra fire, utterly useless batteries in there, but I've swapped them out for my proper ones. I can't even remember what weight they are they? Ah, the X-Star batteries, 3000 mAh button top ones. They'll last about a week in my head torch. So, but anyway, back to this. You can see how bright it is, it's glaring. Set your first 2 coils up like you would normally. So get them in line them up. You know, normally, you know, oh yeah, look at that, lovely dual coil build, plenty of airflow, nice height. And then the trick is to push it over, get it so you're happy with it nice and straight, and push it over a bit. Same with this one, nice and straight, push it over. And when you put them tight, just bring them up at that angle, so you know, you can clearly see the gap between them now from what it was. So I'm just line them up, making sure they're nice and straight. Pull this one tight over at an angle. Now you can see they're both a lot closer to the side airflow, but there is a little bit of bottom airflow going to hit them. Okay, so now right here, right in the middle here, is where we're going to sit the 3rd coil. If this one will play ball and stay straight. There you go. So if I find the 3rd coil, there it is. Without dropping it, what you want is, you want one leg of the coil in there and the other leg of the coil in there, but you don't want it so it coils that way. You want it so it just comes up and coils in. If you ask me why, I found out that if you do it the other way, if you were to, obviously I've coiled it differently, but if you were to coil it not that way but the opposite way, so it come over here and then round, it drops your ohms by about 0.05, and this is quite a low ohm build anyway, so it makes a world of difference. And then trying to get them all to heat up the same is a bit difficult as well. So you want to do this one. I was going to say coil shouldn't really move, but That one has, which is about right. And then same on this side, one on the right. Undo it. See that cord didn't really move. Not too much of an issue. Make sure there's plenty of space in there. Find your third coil, and this is a tricky bit because you've got to keep everything tight and lined up. So you got that, you got a good pinch on it. So one in there, one in there. Shove it in there. Don't be afraid of it. Shove it in there. Get your Allen key. See it all there, look. And then tighten them down. Reason I like to set the first two up first is you see the angles they were when I first put them in. Oh, there we go. Marvellous. Just rounded that one off. Oh no, it's still biting. Oh no. There you go. And this side. Half the time I think it's the Allen keys anyway. Well, I do prefer, I've got the Vandy Vape Pulse 24. It's got the Phillips head screws in it. I think they're perfect. There you go. Right now you're thinking, oh, let's take that. It's all touching, and what you do is a little bit of messing about. So pull that one over, get caught back in this one, which is always a fun game. What's going on there? They're both in. Oh, they overlap in there for some reason. And then you can see, pull them all tight. And this one, put it tight. Straighten it up so it's directly in the middle. Some of you might think, oh, that's a bit tight, it's going to restrict the airflow. It doesn't. It really doesn't. So see that gap there? None of them are touching. They're nicely spaced. The one in the middle is slightly higher. That just seems to be the way, really. Make sure, obviously, none of the coils are touching the sides. That's something I could do with a bit of a straighten up there. There you go. Beautiful triple coil build. It is a bit finicky, can be a bit difficult. That's a 3mm bit. That there, it's a 3mm bit, 2.5mm. Loads of room. There is loads of room. But they say the more surface area, the more flavour. So after that, you get your cotton. Make sure there's no dog hairs in it. And then wick it like normal. Obviously you got 3mm bits, you need a fair amount of cotton. Obviously you'll end up with a random strand of cotton. Put my scissors up. It's like normal with 3mm bit. Just twist your cotton. It looks like that. Like I said before, if you're pulling it, sound like an explosion. And you want it so it, you know, when you're pulling it through, move that, but it's not actually moving the coil. Pull that through a bit more. It's nicely in there. You want it tight in there, but you don't want it excessively tight. Same again for the second one. Always try and pull your cotton out of the way when you do this, because if you start catching all three cottons together, it's just a cotton nightmare. So pull that through. Exactly the same. Try and get about the same. Yeah. Obviously you can see they're a little bit, they're spaced slightly differently. That's not an issue. It's not an issue at all. If I could just, if I show you, if you can see it well enough, I could just pull that and it'll start looking the same. Not sure why that one there is overlapped, but that's not an issue anyway. So then you need one more bit of cotton, just for that little straggler, the one at the end. I mean, I always use cotton bacon. You know, you can get some lovely cottons out there, and special cottons. You can pay through the roof for it, but there's no need. This will last for as long as my coils are going to last, so it's good enough for me. You know, a lot of coil builders use it. I prefer it to a lot of the others, to be honest. I prefer it to kendo, cotton and stuff like that. I even like Muji cotton. I'll quite happily, you know, if I'm getting low on cotton, I thought, oh, I'll have a change, or just use your old original Muji cotton, which is quite nice every now and then. So there you go, there's your triple coil build. Look at all that cotton. That's going to be fun in a minute. Right, give me 2 secs and I'll be back with you. And I'm back. Sorry about that, I just needed to record the intro for the video. And there you go, there you have it. Right, let's I'll show you how I'll get the cotton right for it. Pull that down, line that up with the bottom of I'll set it right on the bottom. That's where your coil's going anyway. Try and pull it slight, obviously not so tight that you're pulling the cotton through, but nice and tight. There. When you get the hang of it, you can just line them up, and then just snip. Check this side, needs a little bit off. Bear in mind, you're going to be trying to squeeze plenty of cotton in there, so if you can cut it a little bit short, don't worry too much. Right, now get my tweezers, trusty old tweezers that have become a lot shorter in their days, and then you need to thin this out, and you need to thin it out quite a lot. Just comb it out. See the build up of the combing out on the tweezers. If you put too much cotton in these traps there, it doesn't wick up properly. Ooh, fluffy. And if you don't put enough in, they leak everywhere. So it's a difficult one to get right. When you get it, see that's too tight in there for me. So a bit more, give it a good comb out. But I only ever comb the ends that I'm going to be tucking in. These bits up here, you don't need to comb that out. You just need to comb these bits off out here. Some stragglers there, so I'm just going to pull that off. So it's stuck to my fingers. Pull that off. Right, let's try this again then. Push it in. See, it's still a bit tight for me, just in the middle there. So I mean, you're putting a lot of cotton in, so you do need to thin the ends out quite a lot. There you go. You gotta make sure you don't pull the cotton through, which I've just done. What do you think? Oh, that's okay. So I'll put that in there. There you go, that's better. You don't have to try and force it in. If you start forcing it in, you know you've got too much cotton in there. Do that. Then the other side, just comb the ends. Same again, just some people like to do it like this. You can just pinch it out, you can comb it out. But you do have to thin the ends out. Problem with that, when you're pinching it, you can pull it out the actual coil itself, and you don't want to be doing that. Might be a little bit too much in there. It's almost like they seem too long, them ones. So what I'll actually do is just snip some of that off and push the coils back in, the cotton back in. Look at that, perfect. So there we go, and that's it. That is how you squeeze 3mm coils into your kylin. I don't. Oh yes, I do. I have some juice up here, so I juice it up. Show how it wicks. Not that I've got a lot of juice. That's my little boy you can hear in the background. It's not doing very well, bless him. Full of cold, actually. Absolutely full of cold. He's been. So he's a bit miserable, you could say. And plus I think he's come up for a bath and he doesn't like his bath. Oh, that's that bottle empty. But should have been just enough juice on there. Probably not. So what I'll do is I'll put the tank back on. Let it do its thing, let it wick up. And that's that. This kylin has the same build in it. So, just for perspective, move that a bit. The clouds are ridiculous. And that's at 67.5 watts. So it's still, you know, you're not killing your batteries or anything. Like I said, I'm going to let that one wick up. More work mod. I resprayed. Only rough and quick. Just testing some paint out. Right, that's white. Yeah. Do for work. So that's it from me. Latest vapors.